Deadly wildfires have devastated parts of the city of Los Angeles and wider county, destroying many homes and businesses as well as schools and places of worship. Officials said that they were dealing with 5 major fires which have destroyed more than 2,000 structures and forced 130,000 people to evacuate. 5 people have reportedly been killed. This is a ground report we get you.
Walls of flames. Apocalyptic scenes at Los Angeles as one of the deadliest wildfires the US has seen engulfs the region, leaving Hollywood's most iconic sites in ruins. The most destructive fire to hit Los Angeles County, the Palisades Fire, one of 5 major fires in the area, has exploded to cover over 17,000 acres, with containment appearing nearly impossible. The fire has now spread close to the famous Hollywood sign, while buildings along the city's Sunset Boulevard are in ruins.
You know, it's really scary when you can see the flames coming up over the houses 2 blocks away, and you're just getting out of the driveway, and the smoke and the ash is so thick you can't even see. You can barely see 5 feet in front of you. It's like Armageddon.
Behind me you can see the Pacific Palisades fire. There are approximately 7,000 structures over here, of which 1,000 have been completely destroyed. The sense, if you look at all of these fires put together, is that this could end up being the most costly natural disaster potentially in America's history. Firefighters are working constantly. A lot of areas in the greater Los Angeles region do not have electricity at this stage.
5 people have died and over 137,000 people have been evacuated so far. Hollywood A-listers like Mandy Moore, Carrie Elwes, and Paris Hilton are among thousands who have lost their homes in this devastating wildfire. Jamie Lee Curtis became emotional on Jimmy Fallon's show over losing her community. While nearly 2,000 emergency responders and firefighters have been deployed and are working to put out the blaze that has decimated homes and businesses, the fire continues to expand at a devastating rate, with 0% contained so far. Politics is also heating up as President-elect Donald Trump blamed California Governor Gavin Newsom for water mismanagement.
The biggest homes, some of the most valuable homes in the world are just destroyed. I don't even know, you talk about a tax base. If those people leave, you're going to lose half your tax base of California. This is a true tragedy, and it's a mistake of the governor, and you could say the administration. They don't have any water. They didn't have water in the fire hydrants.
Only time will tell whether this horrific wildfire will be stopped before it destroys Hollywood's most iconic spots. With Disha Bagchi, Bureau Report, NDTV.
You can see the Palisades fire that continues to burn uncontained. In fact, at this stage, 0% of the fires in the greater Los Angeles area have been contained at all. In terms of the extent of people who've been evacuated or have chosen to move out of their homes, it's approximately 179,000 people who've actually done that. The winds over here, and I can tell you even now it's quite windy, have been described as being historic winds. This has been fueling the fires across this region. I'm going to just ask Ira to pan the camera a little bit, just so that you get an idea of the entire Los Angeles skyline. And what you see behind me now is not a fog, it's not cloud cover, this is smoke. This is smoke which has been coming from at least 5 fires. And as I mentioned to you, all of these are entirely uncontrolled at this situation. Now, this is going to end up being, quite certainly, it seems at this stage, as the most expensive natural calamity or disaster in American history. We are looking at billions of dollars worth of damage. Some estimates put it at well above $50 billion. So that's what the situation is. Now, there is a sense, however, that over the next 24 to 48 hours, when the wind speeds start coming down, that firefighters would have a real opportunity at trying to fight these. We are seeing some helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft, fire bombers, actually in the skies. I saw them operating last night as well, and that helps to a great extent. But again, the big point right now is that 0% of the fires have been contained at the moment, and that continues to be a huge problem. I'm going to ask Ira Spitzer to come in with me and give me a sense of what he's been reporting and what he's been seeing. Hi, Ira. Thanks very much for being with us. You've been reporting over here now for the last 24 hours plus. Give us a sense of what the situation is on the ground. How bad is it?
Well, this has just devastated the city of Los Angeles. Everywhere you see, there are people who have been evacuated from their homes. Almost everyone that I've spoken with out here knows someone who's been seriously affected by this fire. Yesterday, when I was reporting and talking to people, somebody who his cousin had a house in Altadena, which is right in the middle of the Eaton fire. His cousin's house burned down. Those are the types of stories that have become all too common given the historic nature of this fire, and given the fact that it's not just one fire. There have been at least 3 major fires that have broken out, and the damage is untold yet. We're still finding out the extent of the devastation to this historic city.
And that's just the key point. We don't know at this stage, beyond the fact that thousands of buildings and structures have actually gone down, what the extent of the damage actually is. Fortunately, at the moment, just 5 people have lost their lives. That's a relatively low number, but the damage unprecedented.
Oh, absolutely. When you look at the images of the Pacific Palisades neighborhood, for example, you see just block after block of burned out homes, shopping centers destroyed, major damage to a school. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, I think, what we're finding out right now. And what's really so shocking is when you see those neighborhoods is that there are fires that are just ongoing that have no personnel putting them out right now, because those firefighting personnel have to focus on the areas that they can still do something about. So there's just these little fires burning all over the city. Sometimes you have the homeowners that are there just looking at the damage to their homes, many of which have been destroyed. So it's almost an apocalyptic type of viewpoint right now.
And Pacific Palisades is that fire behind us, right?
That is the Pacific Palisades fire there. That is the first fire that we heard about, and also is the largest fire in the area right now. So that is a wealthy enclave right next to the coast. Many of those people moved there, and this includes several well-known celebrities. I've heard that Paris Hilton, for example, had her house burned down there. Many of those people moved there to have some seclusion, to be near nature. It's an area that really comes very close to some wild areas, but that became a liability when that vegetation started burning, and it was hard to evacuate, and certainly hard for emergency personnel to respond in that type of area.
Schools shut down as well.
Schools across Los Angeles City are closed today. We've seen numerous school closures over the last few days. Some of that is because, of course, school children have been evacuated and just are focused on trying to get somewhere where they can be safe. The emergency responders also want to keep the streets more clear of traffic because, of course, there's still a tremendous amount of work to be done. I mean, the resources being devoted to fighting these fires are just astronomical. We've seen local resources, state resources, federal resources, and it's still not enough to even have any containment of these major fires.
Now, as wildfires rage through Los Angeles, President-elect Donald Trump is holding California Governor Gavin Newsom responsible. Trump blames Newsom for rejecting a water restoration plan that could have saved billions of gallons to fight the fires, claiming the governor prioritized protecting a small fish known as the smelt over the people of California. Trump has called for Newsom's resignation, blaming him for the uncontrolled fires, insisting that the disaster is all his fault.